What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies and their season as a whole. I want to give a lot of praise to this team, and I feel like if you're a fan of the team, yeah, it's game 6. You just lost. The season's over, but like you should feel really, really proud of the season. That's the phone telling me that you should be proud of the season. You should be proud of the season that the Grizzlies have had thus far, because they were the 2 seed, one of the best teams in the league. They were the 8 seed last year. Nobody saw them coming out and doing it like this, except for probably you Grizzlies fans. You know, they took a fantastic Warriors team to 6. Half the series, they didn't even have Ja. They beat them by like 50 something. You know, they have comeback wins against the Timberwolves on the road. Like, there's so many great moments throughout the season. Ja just smashing people, Bane being an absolute flamethrower, Jaren Jackson's defense, you know, when he's not fouling and stuff, obviously. I think tonight, what did he have? 4 blocks? Yeah, 4 blocks tonight for Jaren. Like, I feel like as a fan of the team, you should just be like, wow, we're really going places, because all the guys I just named are young. And Zaire Williams, young. John Morant, young. Desmond Bane, young. Jaren Jackson, young. Dylan Brooks, even. I don't remember if he has a player option or a team option or what his thing is. Tyus Jones is young. I know he's a free agent. Brandon Clark, young. Like, this whole, basically the entire core with the exception of Kyle Anderson is young. And what do young players typically do is they typically get better. And obviously you saw that on literal display with Bane and Ja this year. Literally took huge jumps. And I don't know if they'll have like the same size jump again to next year, but like, losing in the playoffs like this usually lights a fire under players to come back like, I don't want to feel this pain ever again. And I feel like it's just this team is going to be just such a nightmare for the next 5 to 10 years. And if you're a fan of the Grizzlies, you should be excited for that. Like, yeah, tonight sucks. The series is over. But I mean, honestly, you played your tail off in every game without Ja. Like, I was watching and I was like, if you're not a fan of this team and like how the effort and the enthusiasm that they play with, I don't really know like what you're watching basketball for. Cause this is beautiful basketball when you watch them play, especially when they're healthy. You know, I think it's been a great year for them. And I think that there's so many, like, they have obviously a couple big things coming up in the offseason. Tyus Jones being the biggest one. I think he's going to get paid a lot of money. I think people realize just how damn good he really, really is. Yeah, tonight he shot, what did he shoot, like 2 for 12 or something? 2 for 12, didn't have a great shooting night, but I mean, he still had 9 rebounds, 8 assists, a couple steals. Like, he's still a valuable player, even when his shot's not falling. You know, 7, 9, and 8, that's Draymond Green numbers right there. And, you know, Tyus plays pretty good defense, especially for his size, and he manages the offense. Like, he's going to get paid a lot of money, so I'm very curious to see if Memphis is able to keep him. But that's maybe a video for later on in the offseason when we're talking about all free agency or whatnot. But even no matter what happens with him, the only way is up, in my opinion, for this team. Yeah, they were the 2 seed, but like, you think about it, Phoenix and their best players, well, their second best player, in my opinion, Chris Paul, like, he's aging. Like, they're probably going to maybe take a step back eventually. And I'm not saying they're going to fall off or anything, but like, they might end up being like a 3 or a 4 seed. Like, not a lot of other teams have this much like optimism. Like, Golden State's window is not very large because they've got maybe a couple years because, you know, their prime players are on the tail end of their primes. So there's really not too many teams that I honestly can see in their way in the future. Like, you know, before we see the draft and free agency and trades, you never know what could happen. But like, on the surface, like with the youth and like the fact that we've seen these guys are willing to put in the work and we know that they can get better. Taylor Jenkins has proven he's a quality coach. You know, you should have just a ton of optimism. And I'm trying to preach that because obviously I've had my team get knocked out of the playoffs stuff before. And those moments just suck because it's like, damn, the season's over. What am I going to do now? kind of thing. But like, you got a lot to look forward to and just enjoy the ride. John Morant's coming back healthy. Hopefully he's able to, you know, get healthy in the offseason, work on his shooting. I think personally for this team, because obviously we see how good they are without him. And I don't personally think they're a better team without Ja Morant. I'm not one of those idiots. I think if Ja pays a little bit more attention to on-ball defense and really buys in there, and maybe, you know, Desmond Bane gets a little bit better at handling the ball, Dylan Brooks kind of reins in his shot selection a little bit, Jaren Jackson takes a step offensively, so Ja doesn't really have to do a ton. You can get more effort out of him on ball defense. I think off ball he's a fine defender. But on ball, like that team could literally be one of the best defenses ever if he commits himself to it. And that's not a knock on him because it's, he's got a small frame and stuff like that. Being an on-ball defender at his size is going to be very, very hard. But like the effort is one thing I want to see jump for him right there. And I think it's very, very possible because he's shown that he's willing to put in the effort to better himself. His three ball came back better this season, in my opinion. You see him in the playoffs, especially in this Warrior series. I think it was a Warrior series where he came out with like 5 threes in the first game, 4 threes in the second game or something. There's just, Jaws whole thing is kind of the same thing with the Grizzlies. There's only way to go is up. And I think it's going to be beautiful to watch this team over the next 5 to 10 years. Grizzly fans, you guys should be very excited for it. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're enjoying this kind of content, please like the video. Grizzlies fans, let me know how you're feeling about your team, how the season went, the offseason that you guys have coming. Like if you're in agreement that like you think that, yeah, we're going to be better. We're probably only way is up. If you're in the optimistic side like me, or if you're on the pessimistic side where it's like, I don't know, we might lose Tyus. Who knows what happens with Brooks? Team might take a dip. Whatever your opinion is, let me know in the comments. I'm very, very interested to see where this team, where this fan base's mind is at with their roster, because I honestly, like, all they did to me was just win me over this year. No matter who they played in the playoffs or how they played, all they did was win me over. And I'm not gonna say I'm a Grizzlies fan because I'm a Lakers fan. That's my team. But like, if I want to watch good basketball, I know where I can go, and I know it's Memphis. So I'm done here. Peace.